Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, February 24th, 2022 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I balance my lessons between the spiritual and the physical. And as I was sitting here feeling through the astro energies, I was like, ooh, this is a interesting message coming up and coming through, and it took a while to try to make it be able to come through and make sense. So I'm going to start by just pointing out we have several planets at master level degrees. We have Venus and Mars hanging out together at 22 degrees in Capricorn. They are sextiling or working with Neptune at 22 degrees in Pisces. And today we're going to have Venus and Neptune meeting that exact connection, that exact sextile. We also have Uranus and Mercury hanging out at 11 degrees. So Mercury 11 degrees Aquarius, Uranus 11 degrees Taurus. And, we'll have the moon move through some 22 degree energy as well today. So all of these energies, it's funny, actually the chart I have pulled up actually has the rising sign at Gemini, 11 degrees master number as well, just interesting enough. So we have master energy moving through, and master energy, it really is like getting your masters. It is not like you've got this mastered, you've got this figured out, go on with your bad self. It's not that. It really is, all right, we're pushing you to the next layer. We're pushing you to the next level. And the next level, as I am feeling it, hearing it, and moving through these energies, is something that's been coming up this week in the cards. The Beyond Illusion card. And I've said this before in videos that I've done in the past, to use your illusion. Now, what's coming through so strongly as we have these layers of connection that we'll dig into a little bit more is that we're so used to learning things from this physical standpoint, which can be very logical. It's very 3D, like I think a thing and here's the evidence. And yet I always love that quote from it's in one of my Rumi books, and it's what Shams, his teacher, said to him is like, you've got to work, I think it's Shams said it, well, whatever, whoever said it, somebody said it in a Rumi book, you've got to work as hard in the invisible as you do the visible. And what's coming through as I'm looking at this chart is that there's so many things happening in the spiritual realm. All of us, with Jupiter moving through Pisces and Neptune moving through Pisces and the Sun moving through Pisces, all of us are being called to recognize the spiritual impact in our reality, that there is a spiritual impact, that there are forces of good, there are forces of light, there are forces of support that are supporting us in our every move, that a lot of things that we don't understand that are happening here on this planet, there's like this divine unfolding. As I look at the unfolding in my life and clients' lives, there are so many crazy energies that dance and somehow just arrive at the exact right time. It's such this divine dance to look at and study every day. And that's kind of the overarching energy of today, is remembering to utilize this spiritual energy. And it's not about, people get really caught up in manifestation, like I am controlling the universe and making things happen. Spirit's like, all right, good job, okay. But it really is working deeper into your higher spiritual alignment and really allowing all the pieces to come in. Now, I really am of the belief that a lot of times we have these desires because these desires are meant to help us move into that alignment. So rather than just pushing our way, forcing our way into making that desire happen, it's really working through a higher level of alignment so that you can realize these energies. There's so much about manifestation with the 2-2-2-2-2 energy this week. And to me, 2-2-2-2-2, it's not so much about ready, set, manifest. It really is more like hope and faith and trust in this divine unfolding of the universe, getting beyond all of these illusions, and rather using our illusion to support this alignment. So how is this coming through in the astro? Well, we have Venus and Neptune connecting today. Venus in Capricorn, which again, Venus in Capricorn can get so sucked into society, and this is what I see, and this is what's happening. And Neptune at that 22 degree is reminding us there are all these other layers. Look and think with soul. That was the message that kept coming through so strongly. Think with soul. And I'm like, soul doesn't think. This doesn't make sense to me. And it's like, well, that's the closest word. So think with soul. Experience with soul. See through the eyes of soul is what how I can kind of paraphrase or mimeize or make sense of that energy with Venus connecting in. And Venus reminds us we have these gifts. We have these gifts of intuition. We have so many gifts that are needed on this planet at this time. Now, over the next couple days, Venus and Mars are swiftly going to be coming into connection with Pluto, and Pluto hanging out, doing its Plutonic return, transformation, empowerment, recreation energy. So this is an opportunity for all of us to start really seeing with soul, thinking with soul, through this Venus lens, through this Mars action desire lens, and finding this higher spiritual alignment as it connects to Neptune. Now, this Mercury-Uranus connection at 11 degrees, another master degree, healing degree, I think this is where we have to come to a reckoning around, God, I swear I just saw sparkles. Perfect timing. Seeing is believing. Uranus in Taurus. Taurus energy it's an earth sign. So it's again like, show me the details, show me the logic, show me the outcome, show me the material, show me the money. That can be Taurus energy. Uranus in there can be very triggering around that and can push it even more. Like, you want to promise me this thing? Give me hope, give me a sign, show me something real, show me something tangible. Mercury in Aquarius can handle the abstract a little bit more, right? But Mercury in Aquarius still has this logical energy. And so with this square, we definitely are coming face to face with our logic and maybe even the limitations of our logic within ourselves, the limitation and the triggers of having to go beyond what we were taught, or having to go beyond what we see, or having to go beyond all the minutia that's out there, all the lack talk, which I keep feeling and hearing and experiencing. This is an opportunity for your vision. And vision is very different from manifestation, but this vision of what can be the vibration to be seeded, implanted for our planet, for creation purpose. So there's this like way higher level esoteric thing going on with all of this that we are called to make sense of. Now, speaking of the challenges, the moon and Jupiter are going to be squaring each other early in the day. And Moon in Sagittarius is like, look up, look up, look up. And Jupiter in Pisces is like, I promise for good things. I promise for good things. And so we may have some collision there again. Like, well, where is it? I want to see it. Come on, Spirit. Mimi keeps saying, I promise there's good things. And I just keep seeing more destruction and pain and challenge and all of that. How do we find a reckoning between what is going on and this higher vision, this higher energy that we are being called into? And so we may, again, have challenge. And I can't tell you necessarily how to do it, because I think we're all going to have our own pathway through this. And I think there's time to experience and feel those things and then look up from that place and get beyond, even getting beyond the illusion of that, right? There's so many layers. There's so many layers at play for us, and it feels beautiful and it feels challenging all at the same time. And this could happen in so many different layers. Venus is finishing up the retrograde shadow period after retrograde, and so this connection with Neptune, we may be faced with illusions in our own lives around relationships that we have believed or fallen subject to or need to utilize even in order to keep moving forward. So there's a lot of layers, and it can feel discouraging, but how do you approach this from soul? We'll use this level of speaking it. Can you approach this from soul? And what is soul telling you? What is your soul telling you about where you're at, about what's happening, about how you are being called to move forward in and through this energy? I will say with this Mercury and Uranus connection, speaking of the physical, it may be challenging in the physical. Mercury in Aquarius is already very triggering sleep-wise. Connecting to Uranus just adds another layer, so you may find yourself very tired, wired, unable to sleep. Grounding is the best possible thing that I can recommend to you, and even if you can't sleep, take time to rest. If you are in bed not sleeping, take time to expand your grounding cord, expand the energy, moving through you, the pathway of energy moving through you. That will help. Even if it doesn't put you to sleep, it will help. Moon and Neptune, like I said, at the end of the day, preparing for sleep. Excuse me. Again, that 22-degree energy, and yet here we have that square. With this square, what's coming through is in alignment with everything else. Recognize we all only know a tiny piece, and so often our knowledge is like a big door. Seen Gandalf, a big door, you shall not pass. Our wisdom, our beliefs can do that. And we leave out a lot of what is actually true, again, on these higher realms. And so the more you can be like, I am open to receive from the divine, from the light, from my higher self, from soul, and allow yourself to move through like that and see what comes. See what comes in the sleep and in the night. There's a lot of conditioning to be undone. A lot of this conditioning is the illusion that we're working on breaking through, all of us at the same time. So recognize that when that comes up and where you still feel akin to the conditioning, rather akin to your soul energy. I love the existence card because it's the Magician, and I always associate this card in some extent to like manifestation. And it's in reverse. It's like none of this is about manifestation. All of this is about alignment on a higher level. And so again, how can you work that higher level alignment? Next two cards are super interesting to me. The Outsider, inner child plays a role in this. Our inner children, our child selves have so much divine connection. And I think that's one reason we need to all do the inner child work, so we can get there to that connection. And that being said, it's not going to be overnight. So, what is it? Abracadabra. As I speak, I create, right? We want it to be that moment, like with the wand, abracadabra right now. And this card is like, there is this unfolding. Please do not let divine timing, and please do not let the fact that there are many things at play that need to happen, do not let that discourage you. Recognize the divine timing and stay in the light, right? Stay in the light of your vision and of your work. And again, that doesn't mean like don't go to the shadow, but it's like don't let discouragement eat your spirit. All right, that was influenced by Harry Potter, which I was watching earlier, and Soul Eater. So anyway, that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. Besides that, the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And no, we're not staying curious anymore. Honor your values. All right. Namaste.